it's a really fast-paced game for how new it is, so I guess we'll just hop right into it. Need a countdown now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, starting out this game, we head into Cap Kingdom, which is basically the tutorial kingdom of this game. It's about 2 minutes. It's pretty short. And here you'll be seeing some of the tech in this game already, including one very, very useful move called a Spin Pound, which you're about to see right here. So I buffered a spin by spinning the control stick a few times, and then I just did a ground pound and a roll out of it. Now rolling is the fastest movement on the ground in this game, because combining it with motion controls makes Mario move very fast on the ground. And here we're using Cappy for the first time. He's basically the gimmick of this game, very broken. And right here you'll see just what he can do to enemies. He captures them, and we become the enemy. Right here I'm doing vectoring, which changes my direction once I jump in a diagonal area. Now, there's a strat here at the top of the tower where I go to the left side, but I'm going to the right side because I need the checkpoint and I need coins, because at the very end of the run we need 1,000 total coins, and I'll explain why when we get there. Here's our first boss, Topper. Oops, messed up a bit, but that's fine. Alright, go here, move on to Cascade Kingdom, which is the first real kingdom of the game. But yeah, this game came out in October of 2017, so it's still relatively new. But despite it being so new, it has grown vastly in popularity. It's the second most run game on speedrun.com with over 1,000 runners, and it's catching up on Mario 64 very quickly. We are in Cascade Kingdom. I'm gonna capture this chain chomp and burst open this rock. Oops, I missed. And we get our first Power Moon, which is what we will be collecting throughout this run. As you can see, there's very little downtime in this game. Once you get a moon, it just puts you right back into the action. Going to this little cutscene at the Odyssey here. Now I'll be doing a trick called Dino Jump, which you're about to see. Okay, I'm back now. So, Dino Jump basically allows me to skip climbing up the mountain and going into a huge 2D section, and that allows me to fight the boss of Cascade Kingdom, Madame Brood. And the fight is pretty simple. You just backflip onto the Chomp a few times, and then you hit her 3 different times. Classic Mario, 3 hits for a boss. And now we're going to be moving on to Sand Kingdom, which is even bigger than Cascade. It's the biggest kingdom in the game. It has a 16 moon requirement to leave, but we're going to be getting a lot more than 16 moons. So starting off, we'll be going to the slots, which is a mini game that requires 10 coins to play, and you can win a moon with it. And there's a very easy way to speed it up, as you'll see. Just hold my hat there, and then when the moons pop up, boom. Now we'll be doing more in the outskirts of Sand Kingdom. Going onto this fountain here. And as you can see, everything is frozen, which is kind of odd for a desert. Everything is frozen. And I can't really explain that because it has to do with the story, which we don't actually do anything with the story in Sand Kingdom. There's very few kingdoms that we restore peace to in this run, but the ones that we do restore peace, Cascade, Cap, and Lake Kingdom, we return to in the second part of the run, after Moon. Alright, so right there we just got a moon by going behind the employees counter. Now we're going to be rolling up here to the top of the dune. Hopefully I get this first try. Nope. Oh my god. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a pretty hard strat here. I won't be surprised if I don't get it. It is found by Dram55. I don't know how many of you know him. But basically I'm going to store my cap by throwing it up towards a bullet bill. Then I'm going to dive into a moon and shake the controller to home in on the bullet bill at the same time. Alright, well, I messed it up already. Threw my hat too early there. That's why I accidentally captured the bullet bill. That's not too big of a time loss. It saves about 7 seconds, I think. Alright, we break open that crate, but we don't actually get the moon, because we're going to be going into this 2D tower here to get 2 moons. One inside the tower and one at the very top. And then after the moon at the top, we'll go back and get the moon inside the box. Dang. I tried to damage boost and then hop on top of the bullet bill to skip this little section, but I missed it. It's pretty difficult. Sand Kingdom is very hard and technical in this category. In any percent, it's not as bad, but it is still pretty hard. Hit that checkpoint, because we're going to need it later. Unlike 3D World and Galaxy 2, where checkpoints appear as well, they actually act as warp points since this is an open world game. And actually, unlike the last games, they're warp points, but just like the other games, if you die, you go back to the previous checkpoint you were at. Gonna wait for this bullet bill here so that we can use him after getting this moon. We're gonna fly over to this pillar here. And then now we're going to be entering the flowing sands, which basically it's a pretty classic Mario secret. You sink down into the quicksand and then you wait a bit and then you start mashing so you cannot drown. You come out the other side and there's a moon. And right after that, we're going to be talking to the Sphinx and answering his question. Now you're probably thinking, I can't read Japanese, how am I going to answer this? It's the top one, so you just need to mash A the entire time. The Sphinx questions are the exact same the whole time. Now I guess I'll go over version differences for this game. I'm on version 1.2, which is the most recent version of the game. But there are different versions that allow different glitches to be done. One of those is called Sphinx Clip, which was patched in this version that I'm playing on. And it's a really hard clip that allows you to go into the flowing sands room without sinking into the quicksand. And after you get that moon, you can go into the Sphinx loading zone. Going into Invisible Maze here. Pretty difficult room. Get 2 moons here. Usually for all those cap doors that you hit with your hat to access the secret area, there are 2 moons. It's very rare that there are only there's only 1 moon in one of those, but for most of them there's 2. And usually if there are 2 moons in there, we get both of them, because they are both very fast. A few more coins there. And this is probably one of the harder parts of Sand Kingdom. This little section here. Because there's a little bullet bill ride here that we do to skip a massive part of the level to get on top of this Jaxie area. And hopefully I get it quick. Okay, I did. Good. What you're supposed to do there is, there's a hole near the quicksand room, and once you get through there, you spawn out the top through a pipe, and that allows you to talk to the Jaxie, but we don't do that. You have to pay him 30 coins, and then you have to hop on him to ride him everywhere, and he moves very fast, but it is pretty slow to do it. Alright, coming up on the end here, get 3 more moons. One is this bird that you see flying in the top corner of my screen. I have to wait for him because I got a pretty early cycle. Right. Now the reason I spawned that ground pound moon and then I hit the bird is because when a moon spawns, it actually takes quite a while for it to actually be able to be collected. So I get the bird moon after I spawn that, so that I don't have to wait. There's our last moon in the Sand Kingdom. And then we're going to head back to the Odyssey and move on to Lake. Pretty decent run so far, aside from some mistakes in the Cascade and Sand as well. Now, Lake Kingdom, despite only having 8 moons, it is different in this category than any percent, because one, we revisit Lake Kingdom in the second part of the run. Also, in any percent, we get a different moon than we do in Darkside, but we get that same moon later on in the run, so we're not really missing out on anything, because it is a pretty fast moon, so we do get it later. In these little intermissions between kingdoms, there is a lot of mashing. Because Cappy pulls up his little guide and explains the kingdom to you and tells you a new trick or something. This Notes moon we would not be getting in any percent. We would be getting a moon that you'll see a few hours from now. After getting this, we get a ground pound moon, which is right over here. Capture this zipper here, which is the gimmick of Lake Kingdom. There's two main captures to Lake. The zipper, which allows you to access secret wall areas, and the Cheep Cheep, which makes swimming a lot better. Swimming in this game normally is super slow, but as a Cheep Cheep, it's so much smoother, as you can see. When you see the Cheep Cheep do a little loop twirl, that's because I'm pressing B and Y at the same time, which gives him a little boost. Oh, wait. Okay, well, I did the route wrong. That's the moon that we don't get in the first visit to Lake. That's my bad. Oh my god. Just means that we won't have to get that in the second visit. Hopefully I remember that. Alright, so that Brutal I just fought, his name was Rango. It's a pretty easy fight. You just have to jump on his head a few times. And then he goes down pretty easily. Yeah, I am losing time here because of the extra moon I got, but I will save time in the revisit because we do get that later, but I am skipping it. Next up is Wooded Kingdom, which is one of the biggest kingdoms in the game, and probably my favorite kingdom because it's super fast compared to all the others, and there's just a lot of moons you get all at once, and it's just super fun to move around in. Also, it has the best song in the game, which we don't hear until, like, 2 minutes into it, but... Starting off, I'm going to grab a rock here and hit the bunny with it, and you'll see why I do that. So, with rocks in this game, there are certain rocks that have a moon inside of them, and you have to hit them around a bunch of times, but if you carry one and just hit another rock with it, it breaks instantly, and the moon comes out. Now, one unique feature to Wooded Kingdom, once we get up here, is that we bust a lot of nuts in this kingdom. Also, another exclusive capture is called the Uproot, who can stretch his legs very far. And we used Uproot a lot of times in Wooded because it's very useful for getting into high places. And just moving around vertically is very fast with him. I guess I should explain taking damage in this game. If you take damage and you grab a moon, you lose about 2 seconds because it shows the moon animation, and then you have to watch yourself get healed by the health bar. And my cat is here. I don't know if you guys can hear him. We have a guest star in here. Alright, now coming up is a pretty big jump. Normally we would take that P-switch and walk along the flower road, but I'm just gonna do this. Because who needs that, right? And go up here, plus this nut. Alright, go inside this tower here and get two pretty fast moons. One is a nut, and then the other one is at the very top. And now at the very top of the tower we have another brutal fight against Spewart, who is poison-based. He shoots poison everywhere around the arena. But luckily we can stop him from doing that. Just one more hit should do it. Now, even though we beat Spewart and we're getting the multi-moon here, we're not done with Wooded yet. Because there are still a lot more moons to get here. Alright, so starting off the second part of Wooded Kingdom, we're going to go shopping for a moon. And there's, I think, 4 times we do that in this run. You can actually buy a moon in every single kingdom that has a shop for 100 coins. Very similar to the 100 coin shines in Mario Sunshine and the 100 coin stars in Mario 64, except you actually buy them this time. And you do this in a lot of places in the run. Missed a spin pound there. That's fine. Now we're going to be taking this up route once he spawns. Climbing up this big tree. Now we're going to be getting another new capture here, which is the tank, to bust open this wall, which contains a moon. Oh. Yeah, bonks in this game are very, they're very painful to look at, because they lose about 2 seconds every time they happen, and the animation is absurdly long. Like, whenever I bonk in this game, I really try not to break my controller. Now we're going to be making sweet love to Goombet here to get her to give us a moon. And there's a few of these moons in the game. There's not a whole lot of them, because they do take a while. Whoops. Alright, now that we get that nut, we're going to be getting the final 2 moons in Wooded Kingdom, which are the flowing pipes, which is probably the hardest part of Wooded, in my opinion. This is a very hard section in the level. Let's see if I can do it. Alright, that's one. I'm gonna try to do the next moon damageless, but it's very hard. Nice, I got... Oh, no! Oh. See, that was not my fault. The game actually ate my input there. Usually when something happens, like my cap hit the spiny there, the game actually lagged, and when I pressed Y, it didn't work. So that's why I couldn't successfully get out of the pipes, but still a solid wooded overall. Alright, now, at this stage in the game after wooded, the game wants to make you think they are going to Metro Kingdom, but we're actually not. Because as we're going over to Metro Kingdom, Bowser will actually stop us in Cloud Kingdom. Forgot to split. And then we have to fight Bowser before moving on to Metro. Now, the Bowser fights in this game can either be really easy or really hard, depending on the strats you use. See, there I got a quick hat grab, which, that one's not too bad, but the next two hits are pretty difficult. Hopefully I get them. Okay. Oh no, he got his hat back, dang it. See, if you mess up the quick grab, he will take his hat back. It loses about 12 seconds, I think. Or, like, 10, I don't know. The last hit's not as hard as the third one, because we can damage boost into the hat, but... See. I actually don't know what went wrong on the second hit. And that's it for Bowser. Now, the game actually trolls you again when you're trying to get to Metro by putting us in Lost Kingdom. Because if you watch that cutscene, I didn't, because it's faster to skip cutscenes in this game. Bowser actually shoots Mario and the Odyssey down into the Lost Kingdom. We have to get out of here to get to Metro. Ooh, this might not work. Okay. That tree jump, depending on the strat you use, is very difficult. I did it relatively quick, but a lot of players just set it up. Because it is very nerve-wracking to do that, especially if you're on good pace. Now we're gonna wall jump up here to the top of the mountain, and buy another moon inside the shop. This time the shopkeepers are toads. Now, after shopping, we're going to jump down to the fuzzies and get this moon. And as you can see, there's another moon inside the 2D section, which we're going to get now. Now, the reason I died there was because that puts you back at the last checkpoint, as I explained earlier, which was the top of the mountain, so that we can get this moon and travel down and go inside this little cave. Oh, dang it. Okay, well, that butterfly is really dumb in this category. But luckily, there's a strat that you can use if you miss one of those bird, I guess, moons. There's many of them in the game, and if they do fly away, you can just go in the first person and wait until they fly off the screen, and the moon will come back. Alright, well, I have to improvise a bit here because of my cycles being off. Now, how the story goes in Lost Kingdom is you step onto a certain spot, and that bird that I just passed takes your hat. You have to get him back. But if you go around like I did, you can actually trigger the bird, and he won't take your hat. But if you die, you do have to do it again, or else he will take the cap. Alright. A few more moons, and then we're going into Metro. Oh, dang. Alright, and now I die again to be brought back to the top of the mountain because we have to use Glide-On to get one last moon. Fall right into it. And we're out of Lost. That was pretty good, despite missing the butterfly. Just shows how good that backup is. Alright. Now for Metro. Metro is one of the longer kingdoms because you have to get 20 moons to leave, and we get more than 20 in this category. We get about 22. But as you can see, when we enter Metro, it's all stormy and there's Bowser posters everywhere. That's because there's a giant robot on top of the tower, and we have to go up there to fight it. Now, the movement in Night Metro is very difficult, so I'm probably going to focus up a bit here. There's not much to explain anyway here. Oh, nice. Alright, that's one moon. We get 2 moons plus the boss fight in Night Metro before going into daytime. The next one will be inside the town hall, which is one of my favorite parts of Night Metro, because the movement is very cool in here. Hopefully I get a good one. Good. Now we just climb up this pole. Alright, good. Now we long jump off here, and if you get a bad cap dive on the camera angle, it will mess you up and you have to climb up all the way again. Alright, and now, this is probably the hardest fight in the game for me. The fight itself is hard, first of all, because you have to use the tank to shoot at the spots on the Wiggler. But also, in the second phase, there's RNG involved. Which, the RNG in the fight depends on which way he moves, where his fireballs go, and also your shots. Some of your shots on the Mecha Wiggler in the second phase will not hit sometimes, and it's very frustrating, because I'm going to try to go for a 2-cycle here, and if I miss it, it loses me about 25 to 30 seconds, so it's pretty brutal. Hopefully I get it. Alright, here we go. That's bad. That's really bad. Okay, I got it. Good. That was a very close 2-cycle, so I'm very lucky I got that. And that's it for Night Metro. Only about 3.5 minutes long, unlike the rest of Metro, which is about 6 minutes. Now, at the start of Day Metro, there's going to be two pretty cool tricks. One of them is, I don't know how to call it. I guess I would call it like cap storage or something. Basically, I hold my cap in front of the electric wire that's up ahead, and then I grab a moon, and I home it on the wire, and I go towards it. You'll see what I mean. Hopefully that works. Okay, good. And now the next one is called Scooter Clip. I'm gonna set it up. Oh, I didn't get it. I'm gonna keep trying because I want to show it off. Good. So how that works? It's a very dumb clip. I don't like it that much. Normally you have to capture the RC car guy to get that moon, because obviously it's not big enough for Mario. But using motion controls to tilt the scooter just a bit far to the left, you can actually barely clip in there and get the moon. Oh, that's the best moon in the game, by the way. Bench Friends. You just make a guy, you make his day by just sitting on a bench with him. Alright, now we're going to be doing slots again. We're gonna do this 3 times in the run. And for each slots machine, there's one more slot. In Sand, there's 3, in Metro, there's 4, and then in Luncheon, there's 5 slots. Oops. Get a bit of speed from that. Oh my god. Just go. Alright. This room is pretty crowded, I must say. So we're just gonna roll on through. And that's actually not the only moon in this room. There's one more on top of the crowd. Alright. Now we're going to talk to Pauline and get 2 of her band members that she wants, when in reality she wants 4, but we're only going to get 2 because the other 2 aren't fast. And also, we don't like progressing in the story in this category. So unfortunately, we don't get to hear Jump Up Superstar or go to the festival. Next one that we get is on this island here. And there is a pretty well-known meme about this guy in the SMO community. But I'm not gonna say it because it's a dead meme and I don't like it. Alright, now after getting those 2 guys, we're gonna warp up to the rooftop and get a lot of moons there, and then we're gonna go to the Odyssey and finish. I'd rather not sing Jump Up Superstar. That was really good. Now we're gonna climb up to the top of the tallest building where we fought the Mechawiggler, or where we saw him. And what do you know, there's a moon up here. Then we just progress further down. Bullseye, come on. Oh, I didn't get bullseye. If I land in the correct spot, I'll get that all the way from the top of the building, and it saves, like, a second. Oh, no! Well, that's my bad. Whoops. Well, that was Captain Toad. Despite that death, I am still saving time over my splits, because my PB is really bad in this category. But yeah, that's it for Metro. And now we're going to be going on to Snow Kingdom, which isn't too different from any percent. In fact, we just do the any percent route in Snow Kingdom. But after Snow, when we go to Seaside Kingdom, the route is very different there. We only get 10 moons in Snow Kingdom, which is making it one of the shorter kingdoms in the game. Even though the segment's about 5 minutes. Because we get 2 story moons, and there's also just a lot of downtime in this kingdom. We're gonna start off by finding Captain Toad in the blizzard. This will be our second Captain Toad moon out of many. We're gonna uncover his hiding spot. Oh, we can't see him. Dang. Now we're gonna go into Shiveria Town, which is where we get most of our moons. So, in Shiveria Town, we get about... Actually, I don't know how many moons we get here, but we get a lot. But in this place, there are 4 trial rooms, I guess you would call them. But we only go to 3 of them, because the top right one is very slow. And we get 2 moons in the bottom left and bottom right one, and then we get 1 moon in the top left. That's our second... No. I'm not even gonna keep track of how many moons we've bought. I think that's our 3rd, but... This jump is pretty stupid. Okay, I got it. Sometimes when you try to wall kick off that bridge, it forces you down for some reason. We don't know why it does that, but... Alright, now we're gonna enter the first room, which is full of poison and blowy joeys, as people like to call them. There's actually a kind of tight cycle here. Hopefully I get it. Okay, I did. Oh. Yeah, you want to make it so that you get a triple jump or a ground pound jump or whatever once he starts blowing wind, so that it gives you that boost. That's our first story moon out of 2 that we get in here. And then we're going to head into another room which is full of Goombas, but we only use them to get 1 moon. Oops. Okay, I didn't kill the Goomba, that's good. If you kill any of the Goombas here, you have to jump off the edge and die. Because they don't respawn unless you die. Alright. That's the moon that we get with the Goombas, and then we're gonna get a story moon after. Oh, that's really dumb. Man. Oh well, that's fine. There's a backup here that I can do by just long jumping across this. There we go. That doesn't lose too much time. That's about 14 seconds, I think. Not too bad. Now we're gonna get our last moon in Snow Kingdom and then just warp to the Odyssey. Pipe suck. Whoops. Alright. That wasn't too bad of a Snow Kingdom. I probably would have gotten a lot better of a segment there if I didn't die, but that's fine. Now, Seaside is very different from any percent. We only get 10 moons in any percent in Seaside, but we get about 16, I think, which is the number required to exit Sand Kingdom, so... Oh, I still golded. Wow. Alright, here we go. It's not too difficult, but there is some stuff that I can mess up here. It's not too bad, though. Starting off, we're just gonna roll to our left and go inside a pipe. That allows us to get a ground pound moon for free, pretty much. Alright. There it is. Now, for those of you who have played Mario 64, you'll recognize this order of treasure chests I'm about to open. Alright, now for this next moon, we're gonna grab this dash flower here, first time we're seeing it. We're gonna grab these moons. We're gonna grab these notes here to spawn a moon. And I'm pretty sure it's possible to get that without the dash flower, but it's extremely hard. The game puts the flower right in front of the notes because it allows you to run on water, so it makes that basically the intended way. Now we're gonna go over here, get this moon. In any percent, we wouldn't use the Gushin to get this moon. But we need the sky later on, so... And I keep on dropping on platforms because I need to, first of all, refill my water, and also, if you drop on a higher platform, it does reset your height, so you get higher when you rise up as the Gushin. Alright, so what I want to do here is keep the Gushin off screen when I grab this moon. Because if he's on screen when I grab the moon, he will disappear, and it loses a lot of time. Hopefully it worked. I think it did. Alright, it did. Good. We're just gonna keep on using this guy. Put him right here. We're just gonna fall there to regain our water. And kill this guy. What? That was interesting. Now, for some reason, this ground pound moon has a cutscene, whereas the others don't. I don't know why, but weird. There's a lot of ground pound moons that have cutscenes, and some others don't. Now, the rest of Seaside Kingdom will be underwater, so we're gonna use our little Cheep Cheep friend to guide us. Oops. Alright. This moon has a lot of coins surrounding it, so it's very good that we're getting them. Because as I said at the very beginning, we do need 1,000 coins at the very end of the run. Alright, damage boost through this eel here. Eels are terrifying in this game. For some reason, they made them scarier than they were in SM64. I made a pretty good Dory cycle. Just 2 more moons. I just bonked on Dory, that's sad. Just 1 more moon, and we'll be moving on to Luncheon Kingdom, which is one of the harder kingdoms in the game. That was pretty good. Alright. Okay, so starting off in Luncheon, we're just gonna head straight towards the Spirit fight, because some of the moons that we would get in the very beginning, we don't get until the second part, after we get the multi-moon. I'll see if I can do that. I don't know if my computer will be able to handle it, though. Usually if I'm on Discord while I'm streaming, my stream lags a lot. Like, is it mandatory that I go in there? Alright. Yeah, the Spirit fight's pretty much the same as it was in Wooded. Just hit him 3 times on the head. Alright, now, the next moon after this one is right to our left. You just can't see it because it's hidden inside a door. There are 2 moons inside this cap door, but we only get 1 because the other one is very, very slow. As you can see, there are moon shards in here, and they take a while to get. We'll cancel on top of that gap there. And we're entering the plaza of Luncheon Kingdom. Now we're going to be doing our final slots moon, which is 5 slots, so it's the hardest one, but hopefully the cheese will cooperate. Good. Now we're gonna bust open a crate in this little area. Oh, I missed. That was a good backup. A lot of the backups in this game, you just have to make up on the spot, unfortunately. Because the game can treat you many different ways. Get that Kobe throw on that golden turnip. Right, now we're going to be going into the salt pile area with all these different islands. Hopefully no, there's no way I made that cycle. Yeah. Alright, now Fork's room is one of the more exciting rooms in Luncheon. It's very fast. We basically abuse motion controls in this room. Just like that. Alright, there's a weird jump here involving this pink wall. Hopefully I can get it. Okay, good. Sometimes it doesn't work. Your camera has to be in a dumb spot for it to actually work. If your angle is actually off by like a little bit, it will not work. Now, another difference between 1.2 and 1.1/1.0, these cheese rocks that I'm breaking here... Okay, Spiny, please die, thanks. These cheese rocks that I'm breaking here, you can actually skip them in the other versions, because there was a way to use a hammer burrow and a turnip to clip into this cage here and just get the moon, but it got patched in this version, unfortunately. Almost done with the first part of Luncheon. You got about 5 more moons, I think, if you count the multi-moon as one. Get this guy and light this lantern. Alright, that Spiny's in a really bad spot. I'm gonna have to throw my cap, probably. Okay. Now, this room that's coming up is pretty difficult, in my opinion. You can make an early cycle there if you're fast enough, but I didn't. Right, that's one moon. The end of this room is what's hard. Okay, good. I was actually kind of scared there. Come on. I'm gonna do another ground pound here because my camera didn't work. Now we're getting one of the best captures in the game, the meat, so that the bird will drop us up on the pot so we can get this multi-moon. Easiest multi-moon in the game. Now, Luncheon isn't done yet because we still have to get 6 more moons. Yeah, 6 more before we move on. We actually can keep going through the game, but we need 250 at the end of the run, so it's better to just get a lot. Basically, the main idea of this category is to get as many fast moons as possible by the time you beat the main quest, I guess, which is beating Moon Kingdom. And then you get all the other moons in the second part of the run, where you revisit 3 different kingdoms. Aw, that's stupid. Hopefully I don't fall here. This can be pretty finicky. Alright, good. And we're gonna take these 4 Goombas and get another moon from Goombet here by rolling over this corn. Hopefully I don't fall. Okay. And we get one last timer challenge here. Then we just go over to the Odyssey and wait for our cap to come back before we leave. For some reason, that's faster. Just have to mash Y as Cappy's coming back. And there we go. And now, this is the part where the game trolls you for the second time, because it makes you think you're going to go to Bowser's Kingdom, but instead Bowser shoots us down again, and we end up in Ruined Kingdom. Now, Ruined is actually different than it is in any percent, because we get 1 extra moon here. In any percent, we would just fight the dragon and then move on, but in Dark Side and all the other categories, pretty much we get an extra moon. Hopefully I get that. Please? Okay. Come on. Alright, now we got that moon. The boss fight here is just an auto-scroller, so there's really nothing special about it, except for, like, damage boosting, I guess, when climbing on top of him. I have actually died on this fight before, so that's a fun little fact. Very embarrassing, because I was actually on PB pace when it happened, but never again, hopefully. Here's our second hit. Alright, pretty good fight. And again, it's really hard to have a bad fight here when it's an auto-scroller. And there we go. Now that we're done with Ruined, we will move on to Bowser's Kingdom, which is one of my favorite kingdoms. The movement is super fun. I prefer it much more in any percent than Darkside because there are a lot of moons here in Darkside that I don't really like getting, but I think I can handle it. It's still a really fun kingdom to move around in this category. Alright, here we go. At the very beginning for our first moon, we're gonna, well, on the second little area in the kingdom, I'm gonna do that cap storage that you saw me do in Metro, except this time I'm gonna do it with a Pokio, which is the main capture of this kingdom. We'll see. Hopefully I get it. Please work. Okay, there we go. Yeah, sometimes that spiny can get in your way, and it will hit the spiny instead of the bird, but luckily I got good RNG on that. There's actually very little instances of RNG in this game, though the Mecha Wiggler is probably the biggest case of it. It can lose you a lot of time. Don't die, okay. That's the first part of Bowser's Kingdom. You actually have to get all the story moons to get to the moon in this kingdom, but we do get a lot of extra moons. And there are some very difficult boss fights in this kingdom as well. Alright, so coming up, the next section is 5 moon shards. The movement here is pretty cool. Hopefully I get it. Alright, that was pretty good. Now this is a fan favorite moon, the Glory Hole. I'm gonna get that moon shard, and then I'm gonna poke my nose inside the hole to spawn the moon. And there it is. A lot of people loved that moon when it was in any percent, but it was slow, so we took it out, unfortunately. There we go. That's the second part. Now the third part of Bowser's Kingdom, we do some stuff on the shopping island, and then we fight Topper and Harriet. One of them, Topper, is a rematch, and then Harriet is the first fight with her. Even though you can fight her in Sand Kingdom, but we skipped it, because it's slow to go to the top of the pyramid. Good. Alright, go inside the shop here before actually fighting them, though. Because we need moons. Alright, I'm gonna use this guy to go underground here, get a moon. And then I'm gonna take the pipe down here to get back on ground and get the other moon that I spawned with him. Alright, and now the fights with the Brutals. Topper is pretty hard, Harriet isn't as bad, but she can still mess you up. Uh-oh, that's bad. I don't know where Topper is. Okay, I found him. Good. Yeah, if you don't land on Topper in time when he gets into his little hat group, he will flee. And it's pretty hard to find him unless you know the exact spot. Alright, now for Harriet. For this fight, you just have to wait for her to throw her bombs at you and then you hit them back. Pretty simple compared to Topper. And there we go. Now for the last part. Last part of Bowser's Kingdom is probably the hardest part because there's some interesting movement here after getting a certain moon. Basically, the camera locks you in a certain place and you can't change it until after. So I'm gonna do some pretty risky jumps after getting that moon. And then at the end of it, there's the big boss, which is the Mecha Brutal. For those who have played this game but have never seen a speedrun of it, you're going to be in for a treat. It is a very fast fight when doing a speedrun. This is the moon I was talking about that locks your camera angle. Hope it doesn't screw me over. Nice. Now we get Captain Toad again, and then we're gonna go back and get that moon that we busted open with the rock. That could have been very bad. I waited a bit there so that the bird wouldn't die. What? That was odd. Something that I actually found out today, if you constantly shake, it's actually faster than just walking to this area. Okay, that was stupid. That's a really dumb moon. Because you have to poke your nose in the hole while you're in midair, so... Hello? Mario, please? I don't know what that was. Alright. That's not the intended way to get that moon, by the way. You're supposed to use a slingshot to bring yourself up there, but... Alright, now before going to the fight, we're gonna get one more moon. Alright, here we go. This is pretty tough. Hopefully I get a good one. Good fight. That's dumb. Okay, good. Getting caught on the ears is pretty dangerous there. Okay, we have to wait for him to charge because you can't hit any of the brutals while it's doing this. Very good fight. That was amazing. Alright, grab the multi-moon and be out of here. Well, almost out of here. There's one more moon I get in this area. It's right behind the Odyssey, but we don't get it until after this fight because it's faster to do that. I think I missed. Yeah. Alright. That's it for Bowser's Kingdom. Now we're going to be heading up to the moon. But it is not the end of the run, because even though we're going to the final kingdom, we do have to still get 250 moons afterwards to go to Dark Side. That was a pretty good Bowser's Kingdom. Saved about a minute there over my PB. Alright, Moon Kingdom, we don't just go straight to Bowser, we actually get 5 moons here before doing so. And they're all relatively fast. And Mario changed into his wedding outfit, because he needs to be dressed for the occasion. I'm gonna go off the beaten path here to get this bunny. Alright. Now we're going to get another rock that we just bust open with another one. Walk it over. Oh boy. Okay. That's not what I wanted. Okay, calm down, game. No, just get the moon. It's okay, Mario. Oh my god. That is not what I wanted to do. That was scary. Alright, now coming up is the biggest skip in the game, probably. And I just saved 5 minutes. Normally you'd have to go inside that big moon cave and do a bunch of auto-scroller stuff and fight Madame Brute again, but with that skip, you can just skip all of it. Alright, this moon is pretty tough. Hopefully I get it. Good. Nice. Normally you have to go to the top of the chapel and fall down through a hole to get there, but with that skip we can just not have to do that. And now the final battle with Bowser. It's essentially the same as the first fight, but he has one more phase. Okay, what? Bowser, please be nice. Oh my god. I messed up again. That's dumb. I grabbed the hat too late. That's what happened there. This is what's different about the fight. It's literally just a time waster. The fire looks gigantic, but its hitbox is actually incredibly small. Alright, hopefully I don't mess this up again. Good. I really want to get an actual good Bowser fight today. There we go, that's the second hit. I'm just gonna do auto scroller attack again, that's how I like to call it. Now for the last hit. Just gonna damage boost into the hat. And there we go, that's Bowser. But it's not done yet, because we still have to get out of the moon. And how do we get out of the moon exactly? Well, Mario can't do it, so we have to be Bowser. Bowser controls basically just like Mario, except his attacks are obviously different. If you shake the controller, he breathes fire, and just pressing Y or X allows him to claw at things. That triple jump saves about like 3 seconds. Coming up, I'm going to do a pretty difficult skip that saves about 2 seconds in this little 2D section here. Hopefully it goes well. Wait, what am I doing? Crap. There we go. Alright, good, and I got it. Come on, get up there. Didn't die in 2D. Now for the final room, which is referred to as the anime room by many people. I'm gonna need some help here, so let's get a sour please in chat. Sour polls, as people would call it. The goal of this room is to knock down these 4 pillars to open up the block in the center, so that you can get out of the moon, and everything's falling apart, so it's really hard to see. That's 2. Three. And just 1 more. Wow, that's dumb. Come on. And there we go, that's the last pillar. Now we're gonna shoot out of the electric wire that's inside this block. Come on, stop taking damage. Pretty good Moon Kingdom. Aside from the Bowser fight, that wasn't very good. Alright. But we're not done yet. Don't call time on that. Because we still have a lot to go. About 35 minutes left. We have to skip this ending cutscene and then skip the credits. Unfortunately, we can't skip them. Or, unfortunately, we can skip the credits. I say that's bad because the credits are super cool in this game. Now, starting off in the second part of the run is actually Mushroom Kingdom. This is actually able to be accessed before you beat the game, but you can only get one moon, in quotes, here. They're referred to as moons, but they're actually power stars. Yeah, you can't access the full Mushroom Kingdom until you beat the game, but you can get to one secret island from Luncheon. Come on. Starting off in Mushroom, we're going to be entering the shop. Oh my god. And look at that, it's a star, but for some reason the game calls it a moon. It even plays the jingle from SM64, which is cool. Ow, that was dumb. Now we're gonna be talking to Captain Toad. Alright, then we get that bunny, and then we grow a flower garden, as this moon is called. And we're gonna get this little timer challenge here. Hopefully I get it. Please, go. Ooh, barely. Oh my god. Alright, now I'm gonna take this Goomba and invade a Toad's privacy. Well, not invade his privacy per se. He's guarding a star, but we're taking it from him. Now, here's a pretty difficult jump. Hopefully I get it. Okay, I got it. Good. Can you please talk? That was interesting. Normally, to get that Goombet Moon, you would have to drain the moat. But that jump allows you to not do that. Can I please get up here? And now this Toad says that Princess Peach has gone missing again, but that's just because she took a little vacation. Alright, we'll get that hint art. We'll use that for later. Alright, and now this is when the revisits start in the run. First, we're going to start off by going to Cap Kingdom, the first level of the game. And after beating the game, if you restored World Peace to a kingdom, in this case we did it in Cap Lake and Cascade, a moon rock appears, and when you bust open a moon rock, a lot more moons appear than usual. So starting off in Cap Kingdom here, we're going to come over here and get this frog. Do some vectoring up to the bridge. And then get this. Now the reason that's a star is because we looked at the hint art, so it actually counts as a Mushroom Kingdom star, and not a moon from Cap Kingdom. And we're gonna get this. Okay, I don't want to die. I'm gonna take this Paragoomba and fly over to the moon rock. If you hear my voice shaking while I'm doing this, it's because I am actually shaking the controller very vigorously. Yeah, opening up that moon rock just spawned a bunch of moons out of complete nowhere. We're gonna fly over here and get this moon, and then we're gonna warp up to the tower, which is why I got that checkpoint in the very beginning of the run. Alright, I'm gonna take my time with this so I don't miss it. Hopefully I don't die. Okay. Now after getting this moon, we're actually going to go and talk to, what do you guess? It's Peach! She decided to travel across all the different kingdoms, and that's why the Toads think she went missing. She decided to do some me time with Tiara. I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna fall right on top of this bird. Hopefully. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna take the Paragoomba again and fly it over here. And scare this guy off so that we can get the moon it has. Alright, get this timer challenge. Play it safe there. You can long jump from that white block, but it's pretty risky. We're gonna go shopping for another moon. I believe this is the last time we do it. No, we buy a moon in Cascade, and then we're done. Hitting that hat spawns a moon for some reason. Alright, get this one. And we basically just made a full circle around Cap Kingdom, because we're gonna get the guy that we used to reach the moon rock. Let's go over to this danger sign moon. Then we're gonna fly back to the Odyssey with this guy and get a bunny. And then we're gonna leave Cap. Now we go over to Lake, where I'm going to have a fake time save here. Because of the moon I got in the first visit to Lake. I have to not get that now because I already got it on accident. Aw, that's dumb. Wanted to get a triple jump there, but the game wouldn't cooperate. Alright, go inside this crate here for some coins, because we need those. Oh no, that's really bad. Okay, good. I got that back up. I am very glad I got that, because if that bird flies around for a while, you can really lose you time. Now, one bad thing about this timer challenge is that Dory's in the way, so I have to make sure I'm able to get it successfully. Okay, good. Now I'm gonna skip that pillar because that's the moon I got on accident. We're gonna infiltrate the water plaza so we can see Captain Toad again. Come on, get that. So for some reason, Captain Toad is scared of Cheep Cheep, so we have to ditch this thing to talk to him. I get these coins for safety, because at this point in the run, I really don't know how many total coins I have, so I'm just getting as many fat stacks as I can by the end of the run. Get the Cheep Cheep again, so we can go up to this donut platform. Whoops. Talk to this person who actually loves Cheep Cheeps, unlike the rest of the place who doesn't like them. I'm gonna break open that crate. Oops. Oh, God. Alright, get this timer challenge where Rango was, and then there's Peach again. Oh, that's dumb. Come on, get down. And then we're gonna go all the way back for another Goombet Moon. It's frustrating. Okay. No, I wanted to make sure I got that. This is the final moon for Lake Kingdom, and then we're gonna go to Cascade, which, in my opinion, is the second... No, it's the hardest revisit, or the hardest part of the second part of the run, I guess. Alright, Cascade. We get a lot of moons here, so buckle up. I just missed, wow. Oh my god, please. That was bad. Alright, talk to Peach one last time. It's the last time we will see Peach in the run. Dang it. Alright, hit the moon rock, and then get a Captain Toad moon. Please. Come on. Now I'm gonna bust open this rock here, but I'm not gonna get the moon yet. I'm gonna get that later. Uh-oh, that's bad. There we go. Really hoping I don't die here. Playing it safe. Alright, there we go. If you die there, you lose a lot of time. Especially if you haven't gotten the moon yet. So for some reason, in 2D sections, when you're just playing as Mario, you can shake the controller to jump. I don't know why that is, but it exists. And I actually use that a lot. Alright, this is a pretty difficult moon coming up. Okay, good. First try. Now we're gonna fall all the way down and get this moon. And see our good friend, the T-Rex, once again. But we're not gonna use him for very long. We're just gonna break open this ground with him. Because there's a moon down there. Aww. Get this timer challenge here. Then we're gonna get a moon inside a treasure chest. Come on. Then we're gonna get our last shopping moon. Then we get... The reason that moon is pink is because it came from Lake Kingdom art. And there we go, that's Cascade. Should be good on moons. Yep. And we go to Mushroom for the last time. We're gonna talk to this guy so that he gives us a moon. He wants an 8-bit song, so we're gonna use Cascade, because it's the fastest one. I believe there's 5 of those music toads, and they each want a different kind of song. Alright. Get this moon that pops out of the tree. And we're gonna roll on over to Peach's Castle. And the reason we want 1,000 coins by the end of the run is because Toadette is inside Peach's Castle, and she basically has a lot of moons for us. Come on. And they're all gotten through achievements, which means you have to do specific things so that she can give you the moon. And the very last one she gives you is getting 1,000 coins. Now, I believe she has 60 moons to give you total, but we only get 12, I think. No, we get 11. I should have 13 moons by the time we're done talking to Toadette. Yeah, this is probably the most boring part of the run, because we're just mashing over and over, but... we need to do what is fastest. Should be 3 more, and then get the one that we got from Under the Light, SM64 reference. Please have enough. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. Okay, I think I know a good backup for this. But yeah, I didn't have 1,000 coins at the end, so that's a really big time loss. But there is a backup moon, which is right here. That really sucks, though. I'm losing about a minute to that. That's unfortunate. I think I'm still on PB pace, but not as much as I was before. Dang. Warp to the Odyssey. Yeah, it's around 50 seconds gone. I can still PB by quite a lot with this, though, which is good. PB in a marathon is pretty hype, considering I haven't run this category for a while. Alright, now for the big finale of the run, Dark Side. This can sub 2, yeah. I'm about 3 minutes ahead of my PB. I'm gonna play it safe and get the life heart here because I really don't want to die. Dying here, depending on where you do die, it can lose a ton of time. This only loses about 10 seconds, so it's better than losing a minute. So starting off the boss rush with the Brutals is Topper. This will be our third time fighting him. And he's even harder than he was in Bowser's Kingdom because we have moon physics now on these fights, which makes them really difficult. Okay, that was a really good Topper. That was perfect. Three more, and then we have to refight the mech that we fought in Bowser's Kingdom. Alright, next up is Harriet. Pretty much about the same difficulty as she was in Bowser's Kingdom, except it's a little bit harder to... Okay, that's really dumb. Whoops. It's a little bit harder to hit her bombs. That was just me being stupid and not looking out to where the bomb was going to drop. Still a good fight, other than that second phase. Next up is Spewart, the easiest one. Then we have to fight Rango after him, which is, in my opinion, the hardest fight, next to Topper. Topper and Rango are the hardest parts of Darkside, for me. I'm on 1.2. For those curious, the world record for this category basically just passed. It's 1:54 by Samurai Man. It's a very good time, but if this PBs, I'll be about 3 minutes off, which isn't too bad. Alright, here we go. Hardest fight. See, that looks easy, but the timing on those hits is a lot harder than it looks. Alright, now that all the Brutals themselves are done, we have to fight the big boy, the mech. The mech isn't too hard except for the third hit. Because of moon physics, it's really hard to time compared to on Bowser's Kingdom. There is a chance of me falling off. Which, I mean, it doesn't lose that much time to fall off because we have the moon physics to save us, but let's just see how it goes. As you can see, we don't need to do any fancy strats to get on top. That's the second hit. Now I have to wait for it to charge again before hitting Rango. Deep breaths during this part of the fight. Alright, here we go. Hopefully I can get this. If I fall off, it's not a big deal. Nice, I got it. Okay. One more hit. The easiest one. And there we go. Time is gonna come up soon when I touch the multi-moon after the fight. I did just PB by 3 minutes. That was a very solid run for me. I haven't touched this category in like 2 months, so I'm very happy I finally got sub 2. And time. 157.10, I'm pretty sure. With a 30-second gold on Dark Side, that's really good. So for beating Darkseid, we get the King outfit, which doesn't really do anything, it just makes us look cool. I guess we can cash in our moons as well. For those who want to see my splits, I guess I'll show them. I don't know if that'll mess up the stream, but yeah, those are my splits. This was a very, very good run for me. If I ever do this category again, it'll be kind of tough to beat. I'm just happy I finally got sub 2.